I'm Gary Hessen. He's Gary Criswell, and we're here in the parking lot, or one of the parking lots at Henrico High School. You can see the stadium lights behind us. There's the field where the Warriors tonight took care of business against Lee Davis, 21-14. This game was not a thing of beauty, but it was very exciting to watch it unfold, and that Henrico defense came up huge at the end.
Yeah, I thought the key to the game was that, well, two things. Is Henrico controlled, they kept down their mistakes where they turned the ball over. Lee Davis made all the turnover mistakes. They made some good adjustments, Henrico did, on defense in the first quarter, and that gave their offense time to get on track, and they finally did. They went more to a straight-ahead running game. They stayed with the play-action passing. I thought Chambers did a really good job as their quarterback. He's young. He doesn't have a lot of the keys to the offense, but he certainly did what he needed to do at the right time, and he threw the ball and he made a couple plays with his feet. So it was a nice win for them, and I thought the best team won tonight. Not sure what would happen if the two happened to meet again in the playoffs.
Lee Davis got off to a great start, struggled through the middle of the game, but then in the late stages came on strong and nearly came all the way back.
Yeah, and they showed every indication they were going to drive down and score, and one of their best players ends up putting the ball on the ground inside the 10-yard line. Tough loss for them, but they're not going to be able to blame it on just that one mistake, even though it was their third turnover.
Gary, Ryan Turnage, relatively new at Lee Davis. Same thing with Gerald Glasgow here at Henrico. These two young coaches got both of these programs going in the right direction.
I think you're exactly right, and I think they share a couple of common threads. One is I think they both play fairly fundamental defense, but they recognize the importance of ball control and field position and those type of things. But they do some really, I think, unique stuff in the Central region as far as formations, combinations of things, and that will be stuff that will actually be better executed by the kids as they learn and as they produce backup players and as they pass the disciplines of the offensive and defensive schemes down from one class to the next.
Now, you're a Henrico Warrior. You're an alum. A lot of big things going on around here, a lot of construction. Over here on the other side, you can see kind of a new entrance to the school. Alan's going to pan around some of it as an alum. You got to be excited with what's going on here.
I really am, even though it's not good to get lost on your old high school campus, but it's fairly easy to do. If they'd have moved the baseball field, I'd been dead. I wouldn't have been found anything. But they're just coming out of the construction phase now, and my congratulations to Coach Jeremiah and his staff, and of course the principal here is an athlete from the past that I was able to compete against, Herbie Monroe, and he's done a great job. And if you watch Coach Glasgow's interview, what's the words he did? Connect and correct.
Connect, then correct. That's awesome. So that's Herb Monroe. Now, some big doings tonight down south of the river as well. Hopewell has really got it going. Ricky Irby with a big win over Thomasdale tonight.
Hot at the right time and going into Thomasdale after Thomasdale was upset last week and should have been excited for this game. It means that Hopewell's for real, and my gosh, they're in 3A. They could do some damage. I'm not going to use the C word or anything, but because they've had that before. But
they're dangerous.
My congratulations, and I really like what I see on the highlight reel too. They've got a quarterback that can make some plays as far as improvisation, and I'm sure they're pretty well stocked athletically, and they seem to be able to beat you with a defensive effort or a shootout.
Monacan held off Manchester tonight in a thriller. And the Chiefs are off next week and have finished 9-1.
And congratulations to Coach Henderson and his staff. That's a really good win against a really rival team. Two really good programs that have had injuries at their quarterback position and some other skill positions, and that's a quality win. And I think it'll be interesting to see if that bye when everybody else is playing in Week 10 helps them in the playoffs, or it accumulates a little bit of rust.
Okay, and finally, a big win for Freeman tonight over Godwin and a big win tonight for Hermitage over Glen Allen. So the Panthers and the Rebels are both 9-0, and they play next week at Hermitage, and that'll be our game of the week on Fox Sports 910.
Yep, Battle of the West End. You know, we have sometimes a trouble scheduling the games in the old Colonial District. Well, they gave us 2 undefeated teams, and it's 2 proud programs. I think it's Hermitage has been on top for a long time. Freeman's now getting to the point where playoffs are a rite of passage each year. And congratulations to both coaches and both coaching staffs, and I hope they can enjoy it a little bit, because it's going to be a huge buzz among the student bodies, and it's just going to be, it's great for our region, and do we have a region? It's great for
there'll always be regions.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, and I'm just happy for both coaching staffs, because I know they work hard, and we're looking forward to, and we're going to be at the Chief next week, right?
Right. Chester Fritz Stadium. That'll be our game next Friday night. So be there with us for Freeman and Hermitage. He's Gary Criswell. I'm Gary Hess. Have a good night.